Alright everybody, round two here. As you can see, purchased a new radiator, which is about to go in. I have taken off my fan shroud. I have taken off my fan, just some parts there, air box. All that stuff is really easy, so I'm not going to document that. What I'm ready to do now is go underneath the car and remove the automatic transmission cooler again. So, what I'm going to do is crawl under here. We can see the auto trans cooler. It's right there. What we need to do, sorry, the video. What we need to do, again, the steps here are pretty simple. You take and remove this clip with a screwdriver, or you can pull from the top. There is actually, up here, there's a tab. If you put your hand up here where mine is, there's a tab you can feel, and you probably can access it from the top, which you can. This is much better. Once you get the fan out of the way, you can see right here, there's a tab. Just pull up on that tab, and now the trans cooler will come right out. That's the quick disconnect. I've got an oil catch underneath here, and it's kind of hot because I just drove the car, so careful not to burn myself. And that's it. Now the trans cooler is hanging down. And as you can see from right here, there it is. Oh crap. Just broke my light again. Okay, so water's leaking, trans cooler is hanging. I'm just going to let that drain. While that's draining, what we can do is go ahead. There's another quick tab here on the bottom of the expansion tank, and that holds in the automatic transmission thermostat. Okay, so I've pulled that out there. You can see push in, or you can pull out. Okay, now what I'm going to do is remove the upper intake hose by just pulling that little quick release up. There's another one here. So when you're looking at it, it's here and here. Sorry about the kids, they're running amok. I'm going to go ahead and remove the whole hose, so the front of the radiator, upper radiator hose. Now this should come right off. So what I did was put a screwdriver in here like this and just pry with moderate pressure, and also pry here. Okay. And there we go. It's loose. We can disconnect it here. There we go. Upper intake hose is now removed. Okay. So now what we've done, we've removed the bottom for the trans cooler, which you see hanging down. Got the bottom for the transmission thermostat taken loose here. So the only thing left holding the expansion tank on is this little hose, which is hidden behind our power steering. Goes from our power steering fluid reservoir, snakes down, and goes into, wow, it's really loud around here. So what we do is, there's a little quick connect right here. Pop it up with a screwdriver, and remove that as well. Okay, so we just pull, and now we can fold this back and out of the way. So it's just kind of right there by my alternator. Now, the expansion tank is loose, okay? And you can remove the expansion tank, which is what they say to do, but I really want to be careful that I don't break the automatic transmission thermostat that's under here, because I just replaced it, and it was $60. Looking at it from underneath, you will notice, get the light in here, you'll notice this is the transmission thermostat clip from underneath the car. So I'm going to go ahead and remove, okay? And then this is the coolant level sensor, which is way up under here. This is the bottom of the radiator, don't get confused. This is the radiator drain, which will drain in a minute. This up here is actually the expansion tank, so it's up higher. And what I'm going to do is what I did last night was took a screwdriver, like this, okay, and just put it right here, and just kind of pry and push the sensor right off, and you can see it's hanging, and now that's loose. So, according to everything I've read, that's it for the bottom part of the expansion tank, and we should be able to remove it, and I think I'll probably go ahead and remove it from the top, because it shouldn't be tight. I just put it in last night, so what I'm going to do is just kind of pull and wiggle. I wish I could get a better camera angle for you. I can't, so I'm just going to put the camera here. I shoot my kids down the driveway. Now you can kind of see it here. That's what I'm going to do. Just gently rock back and forth. And because it just got put in last night, it came out without spike. So that's the expansion tank. The good news is, because this is just been put in last night, expansion tank's fine, number one. And number two, the transmission thermostat, which is here, did not break, which is excellent. So I'm really happy about that. This piece, by the way, I think I kept them. Yeah, here's some pieces of it. Just so you know what happens when you remove from the old piece. This is what you get. So you can see, so there's some of the pieces, and it just breaks. It's just real brittle. There's not much you can do with it. So there's other springs somewhere. So I just was going to show you that. So that's that deal. And that quick clip that we just connected earlier, remember, that's what actually holds the expansion tank to that particular piece. Now what we have to do is remove the radiator. And if I recall correctly, again, never done this before, reading the DIY, there is a Torx head screw right here on the side of the radiator, and it is in fact a T25, which is what I have. So what we'll do is we'll take the T25, and right now I'm standing on the driver's side, and as you can see I can't get my wrist in there. Alright, so I'm going to have to get creative here real quick. Let me take a break. There should only be just the two. There's one on the bottom. I tell you what we'll do before I cut this segment. Again, I apologize for all the movement. I do want to go ahead, probably now's a good time, to drain the radiator. So underneath the car, this blue screw is my radiator. I think they call it a petcock or whatever, I don't know. I'm just going to unscrew that and more than likely get doused with fluid. Yeah, here it comes. Move this light so I don't catch on fire like I almost did last night. So again, we'll just remove. Right in my eye. That's pretty awesome. Radiator fluid in your eye is always good. So, drain the radiator, and I will figure out how the connections work, and we'll do segment number 2.